So let's just get right into it. Let's talk about Kyrie Irving because he's dominating the headlines and NBA talk and sports talk in general. Still a crazy motherfucker, but he's taking it to new levels.
Yeah. Yeah, he's out of control. I mean, I think when you have Kyrie on your team right now, it's the ultimate dice roll. You just don't know what you're getting, and recently it's all been bad. So,
well, we said in our NBA Eastern Conference preview, it's only a matter of time. He's going to do some crazy, stupid shit, but he's really upping his game. He's upping his game.
Yeah.
The flat Earth thing was cute, like amusing. You roll your eyes at the dumbass. You're like, okay,
right.
Where did he go from there? He went from flat Earth.
Vaccine.
Oh, the vaccine, of course. And I don't even want to get into that. You could at least say he's full of shit, but you could at least say there's some basis of concern. It's not as wildly outrageous to be vaccine concerned or whatever without getting into that. I mean, he said a lot of dumb stuff, but now he's taking it to a whole new level. It's like, oh, we're going full Hitler, are we? We're going anti-Semitic? Unbelievable. He posts the link on Twitter to that film. And I didn't want to jump to conclusions. I was like, you know what? Let's see what this actually is. I didn't watch the whole thing. I watched part of it and I read some notes. It's full conspiracy theory, crazy fucking shit. It is. Yep. It has Adolf Hitler quotes in it. It denies that 6 million Jews were killed in the Holocaust. It's insane. It's crazy, over the top, totally insane.
You don't just throw that up on your page.
Yeah, it's the Jews. Right. The Jews like enforce slavery and worship Satan. It's insane. Right. It's that bad. Right. It's not just like a little skewed that way. No, it's full fucking batshit crazy. And then he wouldn't back off on it. He backed it up. Right. He finally deleted it yesterday, but he backed it up originally.
Oh, he did.
Kept going with it, even after Joe Tsai. How do you say Tsai, the owner of the Nets.
Tsai, yeah.
Tsai. Mm-hmm. Even after he called him out specifically, he stood on it, and which is also unbelievable. Right. Dude, you play for the Brooklyn Nets. New York City has more Jews than anywhere in the world outside of Israel. In particular, and I don't have to tell you this because you're out in the neighborhood. Brooklyn is heavily Jewish.
Oh,
it's the most Jewish neighborhood outside of Tel Aviv.
right in that area too, right around Barclays. It's very Jewish. You know what
unbelievable.
I mean? Yep, Hasidic Jews, and it's ridiculous. But it's just amazing to me that he's able to throw stuff on his page and then kind of use the excuse of, oh, well, I'm not saying I fully endorse this and everything else, but you know what you're doing. Like you don't put stuff on your page that you're not going to promote or have people look at and be interested in. So, I mean, what's he going to do next? You know what he should do next? He should go to Kansas City and just shit on barbecue. Barbecue sucks. like it's unbelible. At least that wouldn't be as hurtful, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
it wouldn't be as hurtful.
They wouldn't be happy, but right. But yeah, he's out of control, and it almost makes me feel bad for KD. Which hey, he had his opportunities to bail. He probably should have taken that. I think that's going to end up being a decision he really regrets.
To be fair, he did
especially with
traded.
The news today.
Yeah, Steve Nash has parted ways. I guess he was fired, but they're saying it was a mutual decision, which.
Parted ways.
That I think that probably checks out, though. I mean, if you're Steve Nash, you're probably celebrating tonight. You're like, oh, I'm free. Oh, I'm free. I don't have to deal with this shit anymore.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's going to hurt his tenure. His entire tenure in Brooklyn has been so insane with COVID and Kyrie and all the nonsense the whole time. Kyrie acting like, oh, it's a mutual thing, and he's not even our coach and all that stuff.
Right.
I don't think that's going to be held against him. In terms of his future prospects as a coach, because it was just, you have to throw it out. It was so insane, everything going on.
Yeah, I don't know. Personally, I think this will be it for him for coaching, at least for a while.
Well, I see him coming back. I see him coming back.
I don't know.
He might come back to the Warriors. Who they loved him as a assistant coach working with players.
Assistant coach. I could see that. Yeah, maybe as a head coach. Maybe that's what I meant.
So I could see him kind of going back through the motions again, and several years down the road getting their shot. Kind of like Jason Kidd. That happened with him, right? He took a gap and went back and He's doing very well in Dallas now, right? Sometimes the first time doesn't stick.
He is. I don't know if I just don't know if Nash loves the coach life. You know what I mean? I think he has so many other interests and other things he's doing and other sports, and
right.
Nash is like, he's got all these other interests and his kids and all that. And I can just see him saying, you know what? I don't need this.
You know what? In that regard, JJ Redick on his podcast, he had Doc River, or no, he had Ty Lue on recently.
Okay.
And what was interesting coming out of it was, I forget what it was. Someone was like, well, you should coach, after you retire. And he didn't think so at all. But he's like, well, the money's nice. But then some other players were mentioned in that conversation. And if you have a lot of money, you're like, fuck that. I'm not going to.
Right.
It's not worth the grind unless you. I don't want to say need the money, but if you have Steve Nash has plenty of money, so he doesn't need it. He was doing it out of love of the game. So you're right. He might just walk away at this point and be like, oh, geez.
Or he could just do consultant work, with the Warriors. He was coming in and just working.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So I could see him doing that again. Probably, we could use him back in Golden State. Maybe.
Hey, come on back.
Yeah. So I could see something like that.
Need some help right now.
And then rumored coaches already for the Nets for the replacement are Ime Udoka. Jesus, I always get it wrong. Which is crazy. I mean, is he going to?
It's like. Is he going to sleep? Take a crazy situation and just stick a dynamite in there.
Whose wife is going to sleep with this time? I mean, it wasn't a one-time thing. He had a reputation for doing that. So, bring him in. Or they're talking Mark Jackson, which, oh God.
Hey, I'm for maximum chaos, man. Just
no, I agree.
Get them both. Get them both. Udoka and Mark Jackson as assistant coach. Yeah, let's do it. I mean, I'm with it. Bring it on.
Total chaos.
Go to a bunch of games.
Well, and the thing with Kyrie that's so frustrating is, in the same press conference, he'll be talking about how he has an army behind him, and he actually said that, an army behind him, army of idiots,
right? And
how much influence he has, and then they point out, well, you promoted this. He's like, I promoted it, acting like he's got, 2,000 followers on Twitter, not like 4 million. Let's play the what's the reporter's name? The beats writer,
Nick Friedel.
Yeah, the Nets beat writer, Nick Friedel. Here, let's play this little exchange that he had, and I really appreciate how Friedel didn't back off. He called Kyrie out on his bullshit and still stood his ground. Yep. And this is the example of a free thinker. They always think they're so you call them out on their shit and they bail. They can't have a conversation beyond just the surface because their bullshit falls apart. And I really love that he went for it. So let's play this clip.
Kyrie, while we're on the topic of promotion, why did you decide to promote something that Alex Jones said?
That was a few weeks ago. I do not stand with Alex Jones' position, narrative, court case that he had with Sandy Hook, or any of the kids that felt like they had to relive trauma, or parents that had to relive trauma, or to be dismissive to all the lives that were lost during that tragic event. My post was a post from Alex Jones that he did in the early 90s or late 90s about secret societies in America of occults. And it's true.
It's true.
I wasn't identifying with anything of being a campaignist for Alex Jones or anything. I was just there to post. And it's funny, and it's actually hilarious because out of all the things I posted that day, that was the one post that everyone chose to see. It just goes back to where our world is and works. I'm not here to complain about it. I just exist.
And to follow up on the promotion of the movie and the book.
Can you please stop calling it a promotion? What am I promoting?
Put it out on your platform.
But I'm promoting it? Do you see me in front of
it out there, people are going to say that you are
I put it out there just like you put things out there, right?
Yeah, but
okay.
It's not
you put things out there for a living, right?
Right, but my stuff is not.
So let's move on.
Let's move on. Anti-Semitic.
Let's move on. Don't dehumanize me up here.
I'm not doing that.
Another human being. I can post whatever I want. So say that and shut it down and move on to the next question.
But Kyrie, you have to understand that.
I don't have to understand anything from you.
It's not me.
Nothing. It's no people that you're making up, bro. Move on.
But by posting,
move on. Next question.
Anybody
Do you guys have any more questions?
And they're going to say,
you guys have any more
does he have
questions? Because this is going to be a clip.
beliefs?
This is going to be a clip that he's going to marvel at. Is this any more questions?
But
Wow.
you're not answering the question.
Oh, this is another answering your question. No. Oh my God! Let's make another Instagram clip so we could be famous again. Next question.
Kyrie basketball.
Wow.
What? I mean, what a fucking clown. There's no other reaction.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, these people, these free thinkers, the second you call them out on their bullshit and try and take it to another level, question it, just full of shit all the way through. He's always been full of shit, but he's taking it to a new level. Yeah, I mean, he has. Yeah. Remember, he's the voice of the voiceless, but now he has no platform. When he shares something, he's not promoting it. Shut the fuck up, Kyrie. Fuck you. I'm so sick of his shit. I can't wait till he's out of the league.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are. Yeah,
and the sad thing is, like on Twitter, there's all these people supporting him, all these idiots supporting him, and I mean they're delusional on a whole different level. On top of it, can I actually say Kyrie's got to be the most overrated basketball player on the planet? He can go off. He can get hot like Steph can get hot. Clay can get hot. He goes supernova. He goes absolutely on fire. But he also sucks at defense. Like he really sucks at defense. He is not good at it, and he's a major liability out there. And you know, he also has the games where he can't shoot, and he just keeps going and going and going. Which that is a shooter's mentality, so I can't fault him for that. But he's so overrated. Like in the old package, he doesn't make anyone better around him. Kyrie's about Kyrie. He always has been. And LeBron dragged his ass to greatness. And without LeBron, where's he been since? Disappointment after disappointment. Even with KD, though, he can't get it done.
I mean, I don't know if I'd go so far as to say most overrated ever. I mean, I think he's very talented. His talent is undeniable. But I think when you factor in the whole package of what you have to deal with a Kyrie-led team, you know, especially if you don't have a second, you know, a LeBron there or a KD or something like that. But I think it's just not worth all the trouble. And I think that Brooklyn's seriously regretting allowing, you know, that pairing to force their way in and force the coaching and, you know, this and that. And they, you know, the whole thing with Steve Nash was who they wanted, you know, and then they talked about how they could coach themselves. So it's just a joke.
And they built the roster. They got the roster they wanted.
You know,
they got rid of
they got rid of what they deserve. Yeah.
Who was the center they had that was a good young center? I forget who. They got rid of him to make way for DeAndre Jordan, who was washed up.
Oh, yes, he's in Cleveland now.
Doing well in Cleveland. Anyway, I'm blanking on the name.
I gotta look it up. But he's. Yeah.
But that's the point. They got everything they wanted, and it completely flamed out. I'm just so over Kyrie, and you know he digs his heels in, and just I'm sick of it. You know that's my new nickname is Kyrie's Kanye with a jump shot. On very similar levels,
Jared Allen.
And we're going to Jared Allen, who's doing very well in Cleveland. He's a quality young center, much cheaper than DeAndre Jordan. DeAndre Jordan is like out of the league now, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, they pushed Kenny Atkinson out, who, you know, hey, the
Nets had built up this great young core, and then they got blown up by bringing these guys in instead of keeping part of that core, which made them an attractive destination. So whatever.
To be fair,
I don't
think they would have gotten KD if they didn't, you know, the way they were packaging them together, or that.
Oh no, I mean they had to do it. My point was that was KD and Kyrie requesting that. That was part of the deal. Right. So they have no one to blame but themselves.